Last week you sat down with Brad about keeping his emotions in check in the heat of the moment. Is Ozzy in line for a similar conversation tomorrow?
The team has had that conversation already in the locker room after the game. I will certainly have a conversation with Ozzy regarding, what happened on the field. But I'm very confident that the team heard the message, and I'm very confident that Ozzy understood. He's beat up in there because he knows he did something that didn't help the team, and so he's already beating himself up. So we'll solve it internally, and we'll move on.
Coach, when you first brought on Freeberg, he seemed to be playing the more attacking midfield role. After the half, it seemed that Christian rolled in and had taken on the more attacking role. If that's true, your thoughts on that switch and your rationale for it?
We were just trying to, solve the kind of a tricky situation there. Yes, that was true. I had Nico out wide. But then we just didn't like the way it was going. But I think that was just maybe because, we just weren't sharp in that first half. I think, the layoff might have hurt a little bit. The, Houston bunkering in a little bit might have caused us some frustrations. So at halftime, we tried to just shift a little tactically to give Nico a little bit more space, get him back in the middle of the field.
Brad? Coach, second straight match, you had to have an early substitution because of an injury. How much does that throw off your game plan that you set up for the match?
Well, it was a little bit to the upsetting of the flow because Andreas does a really, he does a really good job out there for me. So it changes things, but the team is capable of dealing with those changes. They're pretty resilient. So I don't want to make a huge, massive deal out of it. Injuries happen. Next guy steps forward. Plenty of confidence in Eric and whoever else steps up. That's just part of the game.
Schmetzer, how would you assess Tony Alfaro his start?
Good. You guys saw him. He's a confident kid. His passing's very good. Did a fine job. He's not a left back, but he stepped in. And again, to my point, the team steps up when they need to, and it's part of what we want to do here. We want to get young guys that can step up and play important minutes for us.
Jackson?
Coach, aside from Andreas' injury, coming off the pitch, it looked like he was pretty distraught, put the jersey over his head. Have you talked to him after the match? And aside from the injury, how's he feeling?
Well, the show of emotion is what you get. He is upset because he was on a really good run of form. So, he is a trooper. He'll come back as soon as he can. And it's just, again, testament to the guys in the locker room that want to play for this club and want to help the team win.
Masvida?
You talked about Houston bunker down to the middle. Is that something the team has to learn to be patient in there, to break when the team does that? Or, what's your thought on that in terms of breaking down the middle and you guys are successful in that?
Well, my thought on that is they were playing in a 4-1-4-1. And so, the idea was to try and get on either side of Colin Warner, expose those little spaces in there. I thought the team did have some patience. If you're looking at it, we had 61% possession overall, and that was playing, 25 minutes with a man down. So I think we did find some patience. I just didn't know if we were quite sharp enough in that final third. We had a lot of corner kicks, but we needed to get a couple of more quality looks on goal to get us that first goal.
Follow-ups? Matt?
Like you said, injuries are a part of the game. You guys have had to deal with a lot of adversity lately. As a coach, second straight game, an early injury like that, is there part of you that goes, man, here we go again, or what else can go wrong?
No. Just makes my job interesting.
Harvey? Do you have an initial update on Alfaro?
Just a cramp. He'll be fine. Tough kid.
Result obviously wasn't necessarily looking for. What was the conversation in the locker room and your thoughts heading forward from this?
Say that one more time, Mark.
The result obviously wasn't quite what you were looking for. What was the conversation in the locker room and what are your thoughts heading forward?
Well, I think the conversation in the locker room was determined. We're going to go to Dallas and try and get a result. We won't give up. Things happen. We control certain things that we need to work on, and we've got training tomorrow. I mean, they've got to come in, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to watch film, and we're going to prepare for Dallas.
Jackson.
Coach, with Ozzy's red card, was there any change of pace or pressure on Houston's back line, or did you guys kind of just change it up? I mean, normally when the guy goes down, there's a shift, but it seemed like the attacking just kind of kept going on, especially with the addition of Oaks.
We want to win games. Christian, again, showed his versatility and his determination playing left back. He's not a left back. Olex came on and showed you flashes of what he can do. Jordan, again, put in a heavy shift because he went from playing center forward out to right mid where there's more work defensively. So, yeah, we went out there to try and win the game. That was the reason for bringing Olex on.
Coach, that one Olex shot with the quick turn and the left footer, where he had Valdez to his right as his back was to the goal. Is that something where as he develops, he'll learn to pick up his head in that situation, or is that such a quick turn that he might not ever see that?
Well, Olex is a young player that we have a lot of faith in. I'm sure that he will learn to be a little bit more composed inside the box. I mean, Jordan Morris's left foot goal down in L.A., those types of moments, they come, and young players just need to be in a few more situations so that they can deal with those moments. Olex hasn't had a ton of playing time this year. And so as he develops, as he gets more playing time, hopefully he'll be able to see the pass, or if it's on to shoot and, he can score that goal, then we're all going home happy.
Matt.
Is there an extra layer of frustration with the red card that it's a trusted veteran who makes that mistake for the second straight week?
The frustration was the same that I had with Brad. They work too hard, and you have to understand that Ozzy has always had a fiery temperament from day one. And I'm not making excuses for the kid, but the fact of the matter is he has given us everything since I've taken over. And there's been talk about him, really being an MVP candidate for our team. Now, what I want from him, what I want from Brad, and what I want from the rest of the team is to make sure that this stops, because we can't afford to shoot ourselves in the foot anymore. And I think they understand it. Like I said, Ozzy's not happy, and the team is frustrated. So we're going to learn from this, and we're going to keep moving forward, Matt. That's just what we're going to do.